I actually was really intrigued by Valentina.
Oh, see, we're gonna probably disagree. That was my least favorite character in the book. My bad.
Hello and welcome to Read the Last Page,
A Yap session
book club
with your two favorite long-distance best friends.
The book we read this month is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo.
And since we finally read the last page, let's talk about it. Hi, V. How are you?
I'm good. I just finished this about 30 minutes ago.
I finished it an hour ago, so we're kind of twinsies.
Yeah, so I'm good. I'm trying to think of like anything else to say. I was reading late last night.
Yeah.
I got way too tired. I kept reading the same paragraph over and over. So
So you were
fell
like,
asleep
we
with
gotta
the
go.
lights on.
Oh.
And then, that's how serious it was. But like I slept a good amount, and later I woke up and turned my lights off. And
That's good.
yeah, okay. I'm trying to think. In my life, I got the AMC A-list.
I'm so jealous
thing.
of this. Oh my god, my town doesn't have an AMC, and it is the one thing that I'm like, this place could be perfect if we put an AMC here. It like keeps me up at night.
So yeah, and it's funny because I've always been like a B&B loyalist.
True.
You know, back in our hometown area,
Local Midwest theater chain. Yeah.
But now, like, obviously I don't have them here, and so my boyfriend Seth and I got the AMC A-list because we went to see a movie with all of our friends, and the ticket was like $25 a person, and the AMC A-list, at least for New York, is $27.99 a month,
And it's like unlimited, right?
basically. You can see up to 4 movies a week.
Yeah, that's literally outside.
So basically
to me,
unlimited,
unlimited.
because who's seeing more than 4 in a week? So
That is such a steal. Wow. AMC.
yeah, so it's like basically you basically only have to go once,
yeah.
but like really going twice, it's like you well beyond are getting your money's worth. So actually Seth and I saw F1 on Sunday.
Okay.
with one of his friends. Then we saw, or on Sunday, did I say Monday or Sunday? I meant Sunday, whatever I said. And then we saw Superman on Tuesday. And then later today we're going to see Fantastic Four. So
Obsessed, girl. I've been saying this to my friends. I'm like, it is the summer of movies. Every chance there is to see a movie, I'm like there. I love that you're in your movie era.
yeah. Well, now that I
Now that you like,
I paid my $30 and it's like, let's go.
it's free. That's free.
Literally. Like, to me, it's like every month it's going to be like, okay, I need to go once to pay for it. And then every time after that, I'm like, this is a free movie.
No, truly. Oh my god, I'm so jealous. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That's kind of what I've been up to.
That's sweet. Have you had a favorite movie that you've seen so far?
Like this year in the theater.
Yeah.
If I'm trying to think of everything I've seen. I might be forgetting things, but one that really sticks out to me is How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. Oh my god, girl, for real? I love How to Train Your Dragon.
Good.
Have you seen the original animated movie?
Yeah, with you.
Oh, that makes so much sense, actually. Okay,
Your
clocked.
apartment a few years ago.
Clocked. I was going to say, did you know I love that movie? Me showing all my
Yes,
friends
I know.
this movie?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
yay.
I saw it in June at the ballet intensive. One of the weekends, like one of the things they paid for us to do was go see a movie because it was so hot and we were dancing. We're like, let's sit in a air-conditioned theater with our feet up, you know?
Exactly.
And yeah, I was like, I mean, like, I like the original too. I think the only time I've seen it is the one time with you, so I don't have a strong history with it, but I remember enjoying it. And I was just like, yeah, like, let's go see it. And I was like on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good. And I know there's a lot of discourse about all these like live action remakes and stuff. Me personally, I thought this one was worth
For sure, I agree.
them making it. Like,
I agree.
I thought all of the actors were so good. And like I was really impressed like the art of the dragons and the visuals, I was like really
They looked so
like,
real.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So I thought it was really good.
yeah, I thought that if it was going to, I mean, because a lot of people are like, what was even the point? Because also it's like the script really didn't change. The visuals didn't change so much. So it's like, it feels like almost like a carbon copy remake.
Yeah.
But I was like, I don't know. I just think it felt different in the theater for me watching that than watching the animated version, which like I love also. Both 5 stars to me. I love them both. But I was like, I like how grounded this new one feels. Like it feels like just like so tied in with reality. I liked seeing these characters as real people, and like Hiccup as like a real like 17-year-old. I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but like a young boy.
Yeah.
Like I'm like it just felt very endearing and charming to me.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Love. Cool.
Yeah. And then I liked the Superman movie. I don't think I've ever seen a Superman movie ever.
Ooh, cool.
So it was the first one. And yeah, like I liked it. I thought he was kind of like a sweetie pie.
I know. A Kansas boy.
I kind of liked that.
I know. Yeah. That's cuz like the people know, but like we love James Gunn. So
exactly. And when Seth and I were going, I was like, James Gunn. And then he was like, maybe you'll like this one just as much as Guardians. And I was like,
don't push your luck.
Well.
Don't push your luck. No, actually though, I did give Superman 5 stars, and I have seen that.
Really?
I've seen that 3 times in theaters.
Really?
Every time I was like stressed about moving, I was like texting Haley like, we're gonna go see Superman. Because by the way, sorry, not to like throw this in here, but I've moved. This is a different background, guys. But my new apartment, one fun fact is I'm literally within walking distance of my local movie theater. And so like it takes us 30 seconds to get there. And so
that's amazing.
It's like I'm like, let's go see a movie. Like we've got time. Let's go see a movie. So yeah, I've seen Superman so many times.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to see it again. I think one of my friends was talking about wanting to see it, and I was like, it's free to me. And she has the AMC thing too.
So it's free for both of you.
Let's go.
I love that. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh.
But how are you?
I'm all right.
How's the new apartment?
It's great. I'm here currently alone because my roommate she was in DC for the summer, and so I moved in by myself, and then I had a couple weeks here where I've just been living by myself. But she comes back today, so like it's been kind of scary being here alone. I don't know how people live alone. Because I'm just every creak, I'm like, what is that? Like I'm just assuming someone's like climbing up my walls and like trying to break into my window for some reason. But it's been great though, because like I really like my new place. Because I live in now like an apartment complex. For a while I've been living in like a townhouse, and now I'm in an apartment complex. And I have a couple friends who like also live in this apartment complex, so we're just walking to each other's places all the time. And
that's awesome.
We keep calling it like, this is like our New York City, like this is like
our walkable community. Yeah. Especially with the movie theater.
And like we've got like literally right next to the movie theater like one of my favorite grocery stores in town, like a nice coffee shop, a couple restaurants. So
wow,
it's kind of like I'm really like living my best life. So
yeah, saving on gas money.
Truly.
Come on.
I know. So that's great. But
good.
Yeah. So I'm doing great.
Yay. Okay, I love that. End of summer is like coming up all roses, I guess.
Truly. I don't like that it's the end of the summer though, but
yeah, I'm kind of like last year in New York, like September, October was my favorite time of the year.
I bet.
So
yeah.
I'm really like looking forward to that. Because it's just, oh my gosh, it's just so hot here all the time. And it's like, you just can't escape it the way you can in the Midwest when you have a car with AC and then you go right into a building with AC.
Yeah.
I'm just like walking outside, and then you're like in the subway station, and it feels like they're pumping hot air in there. I'm like, why is it hotter down here than like it is like on the street, you know? And so I'm just like, oh my gosh. And I don't know if you saw like any TikToks the past week. We had some like rain that came in that just like poured so hard for like 30 minutes. Like the amount of rain you would think maybe would span 4 hours, it just like all came in 30 minutes. And a couple of the subway stations were like flooded.
Whoa.
Like people were like standing up on the subway like seats.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah, cuz the water's like in the Luckily it's not the stations I live near, but it's like they're getting ready to raise the subway price from $2.90 to $3, and everyone's like, what are we paying for?
Yeah.
Like
Gosh,
you know,
everything's tough. Yeah.
So, but not to brag, but I make little enough money that I could apply for the for the Fares Omni card. So I only pay $1.45.
Exactly.
A ride, so.
Actually, yeah, now that I'm like really, because I'm going back to school, obviously, as you guys know, and like the perks that I'm getting because like they're acknowledging that I am like making very little money. I'm like, wait, it's working in my favor for once.
Yeah. So it's like the way that the subway, like the Omni thing works is you pay for in a 7-day period, you only have to pay for 12 rides. So I was paying $34 a week. Now I'm only paying $17 a week.
Okay, that's so nice.
So,
that's less
yeah.
money than it takes for me to fill up my gas tank every week. So that's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm always taking the subway like at least 12 times a week, you know? And then every ride after that is free. So it's like...
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Wow.
But yeah, that's like $68 a month that I'm saving. So, you know.
That's nice. That's great.
That makes a big difference for me.
For sure. Have you listened to the new Chapel Roan song, The Subway?
No.
I feel like you should. I think you'll like it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It's just every time how
I am with
yeah. Well, it's the one you probably have heard it on TikTok, but it's the one that goes like she's got away.
Oh, I have heard that.
Yeah, so she just released it cuz like so she performed that like a year ago at a concert and everyone's been like what is the song, you have to release it. And she's just been like dangling it, not really doing anything with it, and then she just released it. But it's so good. And every time I hear it, I'm like, that's New York. And that's New York.
Yeah. New York.
Yeah.
That's so interesting because, believe it or not, I've actually never listened to Chapel Roan's whole...
album?
Yeah, Death of the Midwest Princess or whatever.
Rise and Fall.
I've never... yeah, what?
True. Same thing.
Sorry.
That's the same thing.
I've never listened to the whole thing, so I've heard that bit on TikTok. I just assumed it was in one of the songs that I've never listened to.
Oh, gotcha. No, new one.
Yeah.
New era coming, which is
interesting.
Exciting. Yeah. So
there you go.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Shall we talk about this book?
I guess so.
Okay, so we read The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo.
Yeah.
Which, as you guys hopefully know if you've been following along, or even if you haven't been following along, we bring up Leigh Bardugo a lot.
Every episode, maybe. yeah.
So, this is our second, on the podcast, this is our second read by her. Technically the third read.
Yeah, but if you want to combine.
But we kind of count Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom together. And this is only the third book of hers that I've read. Dan has read others by her.
Yeah. I've read, Six of Crows. I read the first of Shadow and Bone, and then the Ninth House series, which I really like.
Mm-hmm. And how many is in that series?
Right now there's only 2. I think she wants to release another one. I don't know if there are plans for more past that, but yeah. So
a little backstory, which you might have heard on the last episode, but my friend had tickets to go to a signing by Leigh Bardugo up in Sag Harbor in the Hamptons. Ooh.
Fancy.
So we took like a 3-hour trip out there, and so it was like I think the signing was for the paperback release of this book. So I don't have my Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom with me in New York anymore. I brought them home at some point. So I was like, no, like I can't get her to sign those books. But I was like, whatever, I'll just buy her new book and have her sign that. And so then I was telling Dan, And she was like, well, I own the book already. So that's kind of what prompted us to pick this.
Yeah. Really quick, can I show you what mine looks like?
Yeah, yeah.
I got the hardcover when it came out. So, first of all, gorge.
Yeah,
black
gorge.
sprayed edges. And
Pretty.
then look at this inside cover. It's actually to die for.
Mine has that, but not all the way. It's just like printed.
Yeah. It's like, so it's like pomegranates on this really, it's almost like a wallpaper. And then what I really like about this one too is, where'd it go? I guess on the back. Maybe front. I don't know where I am anymore. But it's like this little engraved pomegranate, like right here. I don't know if you can see that.
I can kind of see like the texture of it. That's
very
cool.
delicate. I love it.
Yeah. Mine, this is what's cool about mine, if you're watching.
Oh, yeah. It's just signed.
To Laura.
Wow.
Leigh Bardugo.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah. You were allowed to have her sign actually as many books as you wanted. But she would only like dedicate one. Like you had to pick one that she would like sign your name in. Which I only had one, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, that's great.
But yeah, it was so like crazy. So I thought that it was going to be like a talk and she was like talking about the book. No, it was just like a meet and greet and sign, which was still so awesome. And she's like gorgeous. And
I actually, every time I see a photo of her, I'm like, authors who are beautiful, I'm like, wow, good for you.
Yeah.
Well, great
but
for
she
you.
She was like so funny and silly. Like, I'm like, you know, she's like signing the book. I'm like, it's so awesome to like be here. And like, I'm really excited to read this one. And she was like, oh yeah, like I really hope you like it. And then like, so you like handed your phone to like a person that was like helping and they were like taking pictures for you like as she was signing it.
Okay.
And then I like kind of turned around to like, you know, for the camera. And then she was like mid-sentence. So then she kind of like posed and she's like, I think I was doing the craziest face. Like, you know, she was just like being like so fun and silly.
Yeah.
And it was just like so cool to like have my book, you know, signed by the author specifically for me, you know?
Yeah, that's so nice.
It's gotten so beat up though in my backpack.
It's okay. It's well loved. I feel like it maybe adds to the aesthetic.
Yeah. Yeah. So love. Okay, so who wants to give a synopsis?
I can. I think
okay.
I
Okay, sure.
Okay. So this is The Familiar. This is a historical fantasy book, technically, which I thought was very interesting. I don't read this genre very often. But it takes place in Madrid during like the Spanish Golden Age, I believe. And so this book follows a young woman named Lucia who lives...
that is not how I said her name.
Oh? I think we're gonna have a lot of these during this episode. How did you say your name?
Lucia.
Oh, see, I thought it was like Lucy, like Lucia.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, well, it's fine. Whatever. Sorry, guys. We are very sorry, you guys. If we like really butcher any of these names. But yeah, so she works as a maid for this family who essentially like has a dwindling fortune. And Lucia is like housing this secret that she has like magical abilities where like if she sings, she can use little magic to kind of make her day easier. So she can unburn bread, she can fix a rip in fabric, etc. And so one day she's caught by her, I guess, like employer, mistress, that she can use this magic, and her employers think this is a good way to gain social standing again, to use this against her. So where does this go? Oh yeah, I guess I would say the book kind of really picks up when we meet Antonio Perez, and then this guy, what is it? De
Paredes.
Yes. Every time I got to his name, I was like, da, 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 da. Like, I was like, I don't know how to say that. But essentially, a nobleman who's kind of been scorned by the king, and he wants to regain the king's favor, and so he enlists Lucia to compete in this magical tournament to essentially be of great assistance to the king in their war with England. So yeah, but it's great because Lucia does not understand her power very much, so she has to kind of have help with this secret guy, this very mysterious guy who comes and helps her like figure out how to use her magic. And of course there's a lot of like hijinks that ensue. I would say evil hijinks that ensue.
Yeah.
It gets kind of dangerous very quick. So I think that's kind of the gist. Do you have
It's a
anything
lot
to
of
add?
politics and
Yeah, it's a
who's
very
indebted to
political.
who
Yeah.
and who has influence over who.
Yeah.
And who's trying to gain favor with who. Like, it's
Yeah.
a lot of
moving parts for sure.
a lot of hierarchy, which was sometimes hard to remember who. Wait, is Perez above or below?
I could not keep anybody straight. I will be so honest. It made me feel so dumb the entire time. I was like, why do I not know who these people are?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess first thoughts. Like, do you have any overall non-spoiler thoughts about this book before we touch into spoiler stuff?
Yeah, this is like a hard one to not
Give
do
spoilers.
spoilers, I feel. Overall I liked it. I was very intrigued. I would say about the like 1/3 mark. I was like, okay.
Yeah, me too.
Let's get into this, you know. I will say yes, I did have trouble sometimes following exactly who was where and who was doing what. But I felt that way the first time I read Six of Crows also.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, feel like I'm thinking like in Six of Crows, like the main characters, like the teens was like easy, but some of the higher up people.
Every time Van Eck or anybody came in, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah. So like, you know, it's hard to critique. Like, it's not like such a strong critique I have, because I remember even feeling like that when I read like Harry Potter. Like, there's just like so many.
I think with fantasy, it's always. I sent this to you in a text, but I was like, I feel like I have to lock in a way that like I'm just. Yeah. It takes a different part of my brain to read fantasy. Yeah. And so I get confused a lot when I read fantasy.
Yeah. But I liked it. I liked our main character, who I would call Lucia.
choose your pronunciation, guys. Like, I don't know.
It was just like so shocking to hear you say it differently. I was like, wait, I never thought of
this. Happened with somebody in Six of Crows, and I can't remember who it was.
I don't remember.
It might have been Kauai or something.
Oh, yeah.
That's just funny to me.
I don't even remember how.
Yeah. Well, I remember.
That sounds legit to me. I probably just did whatever you
said. I pronounced Waylon for the longest time. And I remember you're so... No, this is exactly... Listen, Laura, this is exactly what you did. When I said Waylon, you go, huh? Waylon.
Wait, like on the podcast?
No, to my face. And I was like, whoa, there's a nicer way to correct me.
Sorry. That was probably when I was like 18 or 19.
It's just funny because you just pulled a face when I said it again.
How do you say it again? Just Lucia?
Yeah, Lucia.
Like, I can get behind that.
It sounds pretty.
But Waylon?
Yeah.
There's no A.
Okay, well, you know what? Hey. Like I said, sometimes it's like the first time I pronounce something, it just sticks in my head no matter how hard. Like, no, I'm not going to be able to say the D baba that guy's name at all.
De Paredes.
De Paredes.
But actually, the guy, you know, our main guy.
Santagno, maybe? I do not know how to say his name.
I like texted Seth. I was like, how would you pronounce this? Let me see what he was like. I don't know, but let me see.
It looks like Sant Angel.
Yeah.
But there's an accent.
Like Santaniel.
Santaniel. Oh, gorgeous. Santaniel.
Yeah.
I feel like Raven in the Cheetah Girls 2 when she finds out that
Yes.
wow.
Yes. But like I feel like every time I read his name I said it a different way.
Me
in my
too.
head.
I can't. I really just can't.
It's like sometimes like
Santagno.
yeah.
Santagno. I can't do it. I can't do it. No, I'm so sorry. Wow, I'm feeling very up.
Santagno.
Santagno.
Santangelo. But I feel like sometimes I put the
G
G sound in there.
Yeah. Well, we apologize. I don't know.
Anyways.
Okay. Yeah.
But do you have any overall thoughts?
I think I liked it. My thoughts about Leigh Bardugo are like she crafts pretty complicated, not complicated. I would say
Layered.
yes. That's a very good word. Yeah, layered stories that I think if you lose a thread, you get confused a little quickly.
Yeah.
And so this was hard to keep my focus because I think that too, something that I thought the plot was interesting enough. I liked the idea of like this tournament competition, but like also it never felt like that was ever like a main focus. Like it was more so
Right.
character focused.
Yeah.
My issue I think was like I was like I don't know how much I even like the characters that much.
Yeah.
Which was tough for me because I think I by the end I started to really care for them. But like at first, the only character I really cared about was I somewhat liked Lucia, and then Santagno I thought was the most intriguing character because he was very mysterious and like you could tell that he was really, you know, keeping a lot.
Yeah. I actually was really intrigued by Valentina.
Oh, see, we're gonna probably disagree. That was my least favorite character in the book. My bad. Well, here's the
That's
thing.
fine. It's not that I. Okay. Well, that's okay.
I mean, also, like, I couldn't care about the aunt either, to the point where I was like, I could not keep track of all of her names. So I was like,
I know, Walit, the widow.
I was like, just call her your aunts and I'll be there. Like, I don't know. But
that was part of what made it difficult is we didn't necessarily. It wasn't like each chapter was from a different point of view. It was always third person.
I know.
But sometimes it would change who was the focus, and depending on who was the focus, they might call
someone else, yeah.
Lucia would call her my aunt or Walit but then someone else would call her like the widower or the widow or like, you know, or the or Castellonia, whatever her
the
name
longer
was.
name.
Yeah. So it would be confusing that it's like that it was all the same person, but depending on whose focus we were on, they were being called someone else.
Yeah, that's so true. I have a lot to say too about the use of tense and like the switching of perspectives. I don't think I liked that very much, honestly, in my opinion.
Should we just get into like
let me wrap up my initial thought real quick. But so I think one thing about me and Leigh Bardugo is me and her are besties when it's like I'm caring so much about these characters that like because she has the ability to write such complex, fascinating characters. She loves a morally gray character, and I think she writes them so well. I think though it's just like for this one, I could not care less about any of the side characters, and since we were like popping into so many different perspectives, I was just like I'm not interested in this. So it lost my attention a lot, and then it would pull me back in, and then it would lose my attention, and then it would pull me back in. And so I felt like a real like push and pull with it. So I don't know, but I will say one of my favorite Leigh Bardugo books is Ninth House, and it was her first foray into adult literature, and I think if you guys like Ninth House, I think you'll find a lot in this book that you're gonna like. And same if you liked this book, go read Ninth House if you haven't, because like they're kind of cousins in my mind. Like Ninth House is very much more so supernatural than fantastical, but like but they're like the writing is so similar, the characters are similar, stuff like that. I feel like you'd find a lot to like. But you know, overall I'm it's not my favorite Leigh Bardugo book. It's probably more so like down the list of like lesser liking, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
So-
Same for me, but I mean, I've only read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, and those
True.
are like
top
so
tier.
top tier.
Yeah, that's true. You should read Ninth House. I actually think I
Yeah.
would love to hear your opinions on Ninth House.
It's been on my, it's
Your
been
list.
on my list in the abstract, but I just haven't like ever actually gotten around. But I do want to read it at some point.
I've literally have 2 copies, so like maybe I should just
Oh.
give you my copy so you can like
Yeah.
read that whenever you want to. No rush.
When I come home in November.
Yeah. There you go.
Yay. Okay.
Okay, sweet. Cool. Well, I'm glad that's decided.
See you then.
Okay. I guess, do you want to go into our spoiler section now?
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, just so we can talk freely about everything.
We're wading into the deep end, so I guess we'll see you guys if you don't want spoilers later. All right. You start. Where do you want to start?
Oh gosh.
Sorry. I didn't even put you on the spot.
Well, I've got lots of text to other things, connections.
Sure. We can start with one of those.
Let's see. Page 155. It's so nice when I actually have the book here.
Last episode when you didn't have the book was so funny to me. You're like, whatever that means.
And I should have like taken time to like write out more thoughts, because I usually just jot down like a little phrase, but
it's so funny to me.
this is kind of text to poem.
Oh, okay.
But on page 155, Lucia says she wanted Gracia to know she would not go quietly. And I was thinking, like, into that good night.
Literally.
I just watched Interstellar recently,
really?
so I've always, I love that poem.
Yeah.
I have it memorized, just so everybody knows. But I just liked that. I just always like that imagery of like she's gonna like defy and like not just like take what's given to her, Yeah. She's gonna go down fighting, if that makes sense.
That's one thing that I actually really did end up liking about Lucia. Like I said, toward the beginning, I was kind of hesitant. I don't love the trope of this girl's secretly really powerful, but she doesn't even know, and she has to unlock all her potential. It's very Chosen One-y to me, and then I think in so many fantasy books that I've read, it leads into like a character type of like the stubborn / ignorant girl, where like if she doesn't know what's going on, and like she keeps getting herself into these like really poor situations because she's too stubborn to know that she doesn't know what's going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't even know what's a good example off the top of my head, but it's just something I feel like I see all the time. Like one example would probably be like actually Triss from Divergent. Do you know how she was constantly getting herself in trouble? And people were like, "Can you stop making decisions on your own? You're gonna get yourself killed." And she was like, I have more power." I'm sorry, that's probably not actually what she said, but like in my head, I just remember being so frustrated with her because I felt she was too stubborn for her own good, and it stresses me out when I come across these characters because I'm always scared they're gonna wade into that territory. But like this, I liked. I felt like Lucia understood her weaker spots, but also she was not somebody who would not like fight her way out of anything. Like she felt like a very strong character to me. She felt very self-realized, and I like that she came from a very like she came from nothing, and like she was very well aware of that. But like everything that she did have, like she was very like she cherished the parts of her, I think, that she knew she had, if that makes sense.
Well, literally right along with that, about you talking about her like kind of knowing who she is, and like that, on page 165 she's talking to Santaniel.
Yes.
Every time I say it, I'm like nervous. And at least I'm pretty sure. Anyways, she says like, "I know who I am," and then he's like, "Do you? Like, I know what it's like to blah 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 blah." And she's like, when I was young, I was fearless, blah, blah, blah. And then she just repeats herself, I know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And this time her voice rang with certainty. She saw the woman, blah, blah, blah. This actually reminded me of Amy March saying, I'm still going with those text to other things.
Mm-hmm.
When Amy March is kind of like, I want to be great or nothing, you know, I feel like that was kind of Luja as well. Like, once she realized, oh, like, I have this capability, and I feel like this carried through the end of the book, she was like, I'm going to be great, or I'm going to die trying.
That's
you know?
So true.
It wasn't like, because when Walid like offered her, you know, come with me, and we'll run away, and she's like, no,
like, I'm gonna win this. I'm
gonna like make my own path and do what I think is best for me and what I'm capable of. I don't know, just kind of remind me of Amy, like, you know, the wanting to be great.
Yeah.
You know?
That's a great pull. Like that. Thanks. That really works.
One thing about me is, like, Little Women's always going to sneak up in there.
How does, like, before anything else, it's how does this relate to Little Women? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's so true. It's also, sorry, not to talk about Little Women too much, but, like, it's also so true. It's like Amy is very much a character who, like, you expect to be, like, everyone's constantly, I think, underestimating her. Yeah. And then, like, once she really comes into herself, you realize she holds a lot of wisdom. Like, it's like that one line at the end of Little Women where Joe and them are talking about, like, what makes something important, and Amy says something about how writing it down and printing it to the world is what establishes importance. And Joe goes, when did you get so wise? And she's like, I always have. You were just too busy.
You've just been too busy pointing out my faults.
And I feel like that's actually such a Lucia thing. Like, it's like nobody, like, she's such an underdog in a way where, like, nobody really thinks that, like, she can fully arise to the occasion, or, like,
right, they're always wanting to remind her there's this way out, by the way, and she's like, let me cook here, you know.
That's so true. Yeah, exactly. So
but really,
her and Amy March literally kin.
yeah. I have a couple more.
Yeah, you can keep going.
Just
I'm here. I'm having fun here.
Okay. I felt like, okay, I don't think I need to open up the page, but on page 200, I wrote, they're like victors on the train on the way to the games. It was making me think of, so this is when they're like in the castle, they're being fed all this stuff, they're gaining weight, and because, you know, they're being well fed and taken care of, like, for the first time. And it reminded me of, like, the victors. I think there was something on that page where she was, like, kind of, like, being self-aware that, like, this is, like, not normal, you know? And it's, like, it's that kind of transitional stage where it's, like, you're being wined and dined on the way to your probable death, or
like,
or
pigs
at
to the
least,
slaughter, in a way.
Yeah, in this one, like, going to prison or whatever.
Sure.
I just thought that was, I don't know, there's not always, like, some big revelation with my text. I just like making them.
No, it reminded me a lot about the Hunger Games too. Like, I think just her meeting everybody, it felt a lot like, you know, like, you're kind of, like, eyeing the company.
Another one is actually, like, right at the end, page 377.
Okay.
So this is, like, literally the very end, and is it Perez or De Perez?
Girl.
I could not tell you the difference between these two characters.
I don't know.
Victor. Wait. Page 377. Yes. Victor. So the one, it's Victor de Paredes. The one that Santaniel was, like, tied to, and he had his luck all his life. Yeah. And now that he doesn't have it, it's like he was afraid to leave his wife. He was afraid to travel. He was afraid of what the next letter would bring. Like, he thought of doing all these things, but he was always like, I'll do it tomorrow. Like, I'll do it tomorrow. Because he was so scared of his own life that because he'd never lived his life without having things kind of go his way. And it reminded me of, in Crooked Kingdom, spoilers for Crooked Kingdom, skip ahead 30 seconds if you haven't read it and want to. But Wyland's dad,
oh yes,
Van Eck, at the very end, you remember he has the son, and he like cannot sleep at night because Kaz like put so much fear into him that like at any moment they're gonna come kill his kid or take his kid.
That's so true.
And I thought it was interesting to see Leigh Bardugo kind of give another powerful man an ending of constant fear and worry and stress, you know?
Yeah,
and it's like
that's great.
You can be on top of the world for so long, and then like one person can just like, you know, drive the fear in your life, and they're never gonna be able to get out of that, you know?
I love the use of that, and like the way she just like completely, because it's like those men, they go through a lot of the book or whatever. Let me re-say this. A lot of those men go through each of their books like feeling to the reader and to the characters as untouchable, and I love just shattering that so easily, because it's just like when you're scared, it's like that's like the furthest thing, that's the opposite of power in a way. And so to have a coward's ending is really satisfying in a way that I think if she killed him, it wouldn't be as satisfying, but like knowing that he has to go on being afraid of like what made him so powerful in the first place, I think that's really interesting.
Yeah. And then my last one, which might give us the opportunity to discuss Valentina, is so I saved it for last. Page 265. Okay, let me open up here and see if there's something like relevant to say. Sometimes it's like a quote is helpful, but sometimes I just write the page just for reference. So it's Luja and Valentina talking to each other, and Luja is on the page before, she like, it comes up that she wishes she could have kids, you know, and she's asking Luja, Valentina wishes she could have kids. She's asking Luja, like, there's no way you can help me. She's like, did you curse me to never be able to have kids?
Oh, yeah.
And Luja's like, no, like, I mean, you were cruel, but I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And Luja's like, okay, so there's nothing you can do to help me then have kids. And they have this moment where, let me see which character says this. Valentina says, I sometimes feel I've spent my whole life longing. And then Luja says, as have I. And they have this moment of like, they're not so different after all, you know, and it's like
mirror images of each other.
The parallel lives of women. I actually did a piece in college called Parallel Lives.
Oh, cool.
Like I performed in a piece that my professor choreographed, and it was about like women through generations, through different settings. Like we all have, there's this like innate like women's work, you know, the plight of women basically.
Yeah.
And it made me think of that, and it but my actual text-to-text connection was, I like to do text-to-text to other books that we've read on the podcast. In Lessons in Chemistry, the Elizabeth, right? That's the main character.
Yep.
She's like in the bathroom with
with the secretary.
Annie, something like that. What's her name?
Can't remember, so sorry.
Yeah, I don't remember for sure, but the secretary.
Yeah. And
they have a moment of like, well, I've always wanted this, and the other one's like, well, me too.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. You know? And so anyways, I was just thinking about that, how it's so often I feel like women feel, unfortunately, in competition with each other or at odds with each other, because unfortunately in a lot of ways, like, you know, the society is kind of patriarchal fantastical. I don't know if I said that right.
Yeah, no.
And so it's like, you know, Valentina's doing what she can to try to have her status, which is, you know, related to who she's married and blah blah blah, and Lucia's trying to find her place in the world, which she in some ways was like I don't know if this is the right word, subverting the role of like her direct employers, because the people that like took Valentina and Marius like into their home, then they were kind of like going to Lucia when it's like they probably should have gone to them to go to her. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she was getting favor over them sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that made Valentina feel very
like inferior.
Yeah, and like she was losing her status and place.
Yep.
And it's like at the end of the day, they all just want to live a life not in fear and a little bit of comfort, you know?
Yeah, it's
and isn't
true.
that all anybody wants?
Honestly.
And like so anyways, that is part of what I meant when I found the character of Valentina interesting.
Yeah.
I was interested in her story and her kind of place in the home and then in the castle, and the way that she, you know, she kind of had to marry Marius, who I think was a little bit above status of her, so it was good for her, but she knew that it was kind of tragic for him, so she felt like, you know, awkward about it, and they obviously were not very like in love. It was just kind of an arrangement, and then she also kind of reminded me of Meg March.
Okay.
You know, she wanted a little more comfort in life, and she wanted a little more extravagance and to feel, you know, a part of the society and to feel valued by who she wanted to be her peers.
Yeah.
And she felt she was inferior to a lot of these people, and she really wanted to be equals with them. And then like as they go to the castle, she suddenly, for the first time, her and Marius are kind of like having fun with each other, and she's like, oh my gosh, like, could I actually be loved in my life? Like, wow, I never thought of that, you know? And I thought that was interesting because they seemed almost childish to me, like, kind of like teenagery.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe that.
And so, like, I just found that interesting. And then her starting to, because I think once Lucia became important to the higher up people, you know, there's like these moments where Valentina is now tending to her, helping her with her dress, fixing her hair up, and like that was like a inversion of roles. And so I think she starts to feel more peers with Lucia, which is like she would have thought that before. And she starts to like have respect for her, and she wants to, you know, help her in the end. I found her story to be very interesting.
I think by the end, I okay, when I said that she was my least favorite character, that's actually not true.
Okay.
I found her to be a tough character for me to find interesting at first. Like, honestly, it wasn't until the scene that you brought up in like just a few minutes ago with her and Lucia having the conversation about her bearing children, where I was like, okay, finally, like I felt like something clicked for me with her, where I was like, that was a fantastic scene. I loved seeing like the walls all come down like that, and I think it gave her this very like she's got a very soft core to me. Like from then on out, I just felt like she was like I felt very sad for her as a person, which is like, it's not like I didn't see like
it's not that you didn't see
it's not like
before
I didn't recognize all those like moments. I think there were quieter moments where like Leigh Bardugo was truly pointing that out to us. I just liked seeing it when it was used as a parallel to Lucia, a character who we are very much we know all of her hardships, like the moments that make her feel small and like unworthy, and it's just so interesting to see a character specifically who caused a lot of that pain to Lucia reflect that pain back to her. I just felt like that was a very almost a beautiful closure to that relationship in a way. And then of course, like, I loved kind of that she was still looking out for Lucia, like knowing she was currently like prisoned, and she was like, I don't care, I'm gonna go see her, like I don't care, or like I'm gonna help her in whatever way I can. There's like an amazing line where like someone says to her, I think her husband says to her, like, what can you do? There's nothing you can do. I think it's like implied that because she's just a woman. And she was like, well, what is there to do when you can't offer anything? She's like, well, I think the only thing you can offer is to die in company, or something, like suffer in company. Yeah. And it's just like, that was like a very beautiful moment. It made me feel like, I think that's just a great way to like really finish off a character arc for Valentina. Like, I really liked the way that her character story ended.
Yeah, I agree. And I think also for me, what kind of like first, if I remember correctly, like got me kind of interested in her was when Lucia has the first incident where they're like all in the bedroom and her magic, like her power is too powerful, and the guy like splits in half.
I love that scene actually.
I feel like I don't really understand. We can come back to that. Okay, but sure. Anyways, I remember, if I remember correctly, Valentina almost being like she was very, very frightened, and I feel like she kind of was like, this shouldn't be happening in my house. Like, what are we getting ourselves into? Like, I didn't realize the gravity of this. Like, that was kind of the vibe I was getting for her, but she couldn't really say much or do much. It was just kind of like out of her control, I feel like, as the woman of the house there, because it just feel like everything was like the men, Marius, Antonio Perez, Victor de Paredes, the king, like, and she's like just as aware of everything that's going on. She's just as affected. And so I feel like I was interested in her because while we love, of course, the the protagonist of a story and the woman that goes against the grain or has the powers and does something different, I a lot of times am really interested in the sort of plain or ordinary woman in the story that is just there, and they're, because I feel like Valentina is a representation of more of like the norm of what a lot of the women would have been, how their lives would have been living or whatever at this time in this setting.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And so it's like, yeah, like Lucia's interesting, of course, but like I'm like, what, how's the rest of the women that are just like trying to get through their normal lives also how are they being affected, and what are they doing? And then I feel like she ends up having her own small kind of rebellion against where she's been put into place by society and by arranged marriage and by this and by that, and it wasn't as like grandeur as Lucia, using her magic to get them out of the fire and blah blah blah, but it's like, but it was what was correct and believable for sort of just this ordinary plain woman.
Yeah.
So that's what I
a really fantastic point. You actually just brought up something where it's like, this book is full of small rebellions, particularly by the women.
Yeah.
Which I think is beautiful. Like, I mean, even thinking like Quali, like, I was going to say spoilers, but we're in the spoiler section, so sorry. Who dies, perishes. In a really tragic way. Like, I found her death to be so sad, but like, even in her death, the small moment where Leigh Bardugo takes us to the future in a completely different place away from the story, and it's that woman who finds like a jewel in her fish, and she uses that to run away from her husband and like live off of that fortune, and never eat fish again. And it's just like showing it's like Quali couldn't get away, but she helped a woman get away.
Yeah.
And it's like in the tragedy of her death, like, because like even just like the details of like how that fish got that jewel, it's like really distressing. But like I loved that being used to be like, she did not die for nothing. Like, and her story is not a complete sad, tragic thing. Like, it's like I loved that she was able, like her death was able to help someone do what she was hoping to do.
And I think that goes back to the quote you brought up of like, well, what can you do about it?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you can't always know the outcome of your actions, but like, you know, I mean, this is like a lesson for literally everyone in humanity. Like, you know, like trying to make a good step, you never know what good repercussions can, you know, what dominoes can fall from that.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So
gorge. Love.
Yeah.
What did you think about, because I think truly what was interesting about this book to me that I don't know if I'd seen in another Leigh Bardugo book, and maybe this is just a me thing, I don't know if this is something that you also got, but I felt like the real pulse of the story was like that love story between Lucia and Santagno. How do you say his name? I'm so sorry.
Santagno. I mean, that's my best guess. I'm not saying I'm right.
Oh my goodness, I'm so upset. Anyway, but I really, I don't think I like loved the love story, but I liked that it was like that kind of like undercurrent.
Yeah.
Really kind of pushing that story forward because they were so like intertwined with each other. Like I loved the idea of their magic both working with each other. And then also it's just like, I was wondering toward the end of this, because the whole time I was like, they're not going to die. Like, she's not going to kill them. But I was like, how are we going to end this story?
Yeah.
Like, I was getting nervous. And I was like, something about ending it on that scene of like him dying every day just to be reborn in the morning. And that's that life that they live. I'm like, wow. Actually,
maybe think of 50 First Dates.
Me too. Okay, actually, yeah, me too. But like, I was like, first of all, romance. Second of all, because I was like, that is actually a very romantic sentiment. I love that Leigh Bardugo was like poetry, but yeah, but I was like, I guess that is kind of the only way that you can end something like this. Yeah, like it's like in a way it was like, yeah, like they both like the faking of the death, but then also it's just like they're together. It's not like that it doesn't have its costs. Like it has to have its costs.
Yeah.
But like but the costs are manageable. And like still it feels like a happy ever after in a way.
Yeah, I like that. I like that makes sense. Like it wasn't gonna be free to them.
Yeah. Because like the whole time I'm like, how are we getting out of this? Like how are we setting Santagno I can't say. I'm so sorry, guys. And that's going to drive people crazy. They're going to be like, just pronounce it correctly.
I know, and us going back and forth on her name. Sorry.
People are going to be so annoyed. Okay, please don't be mean to us about this, you guys. We're just human beings. I wish there was like a pronunciation guide. I feel like, isn't there one of those in Six of Crows?
I think so, yeah.
I wish she had that for this because...
Yeah, I don't think...
I'm so sorry. It's like English is my first language.
Yeah.
And my only language.
Yeah. And it's like, I've taken Spanish, but this was more like, I don't know. I wasn't prepared to have to, you know, say all these words out loud.
In your head, yeah. No, I know. And especially, it's also like one thing in your head. And then, like, the second you try to put that to tongue, you're like, my mouth doesn't move like that.
Yeah. About the romance, though, like, I mean, like, I was kind of like, yay, like, that's cute for them, you know? But for me, it was more so than, like, the romantic aspect or them, like, being in love. More so what was interesting to me was, like, that I feel like nobody else in their lives could like figure them out, and everyone was like because everyone's not sure about Luja. Is it all a show, or is she actually having magic, and is it like holy, or is it like bad? And then him, like, everyone's like, stay away from that guy, like, people die when they're around him, like, you don't know what he's capable of. And I feel like I feel like there was like mystery about them, and then in that mystery they found solace in like being honest with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like that's what I've really liked about it. And then it like progressing into feelings for each other and romance was like, just like it was like a nice progression.
Yeah. Because like, where else could it go?
It's like the one person that they could feel understood and honest with. So
yeah, like it's like I wouldn't say I was yearning for their romance, but it was just like I thought it was a nice tether to like those like characters, and like actually like where the story I think was gonna go. I don't know but it's tough though, because I do feel like this is the most romantic Leigh Bardugo book, and I was like, I feel like low-key this is like the least interesting couple of hers. But
you mean like you think it was meant to be more
romantic? Like, because this I would classify this as historical fantasy with romance, but like I would never call Six of Crows fantasy with romance. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I found them way more romantic.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's because you like the characters and you like the scenes, but it's like it's never meant to be a romance. Literally. But it's like it's never meant to be romance in a romantic book, in that
I see.
It's just a perk. But like this, I think, is meant to be read as a romantic fantasy book in a way.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I would have classified it as that.
Oh, okay. Well, interesting.
I don't know. I don't read a lot of romance, so I don't
know. That's true.
I don't know.
We gotta get you. Maybe, I mean, only if you want to. But I was like, I was also thinking during this. We don't need to touch on this too much, but I was like, this is the spiciest book for sure we've read on the book club. I was like, okay.
Yeah. It honestly wasn't even that like.
It wasn't spicy, but
it wasn't so like graphic, but it was just like the word choices were explicit.
Yeah, but I just think like, I wasn't expecting to see it, and I was like, oh yeah, like I was like in a book club book. I was just shocked because I was like, oh, I forgot that like that's something that definitely could happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, also it's like I just don't think I've also read Leigh Bardugo explicitly writing like intimate scene like that. So so I was like, oh,
but I don't know, for me it I feel like most of it was still kind of fade to black in a lot of
it for sure
places.
Was it for sure was. I think it's just like every once in a while, because like I also Ninth House is very explicit, I would say, in like the language it uses, but like not in like actual like scenes, I would say. I mean, it's not scenes. But like it's not romantic at all.
Yeah.
But like I just like I think in this book I just like forgot that was something that I like could happen. So like the first time like she used an explicit term, I was like, what? I was like, right.
Yeah. I was like, okay, this one's definitely the adult, like, because I've only read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, which are very, it's YA,
yeah,
so
for sure.
But yeah, I didn't feel like it was.
No, it wasn't anything
didn't detract or anything. Yeah, no, like it was fine. Yeah, but when you're used to reading middle grade books, sometimes it can be a little scary.
A little scary?
Like jarring,
That's so funny. Yeah. That's true. I forgot that, yeah. You might have gone from like a whisper of bees and honey to like
That's so is a book I would read.
You would pick that up so quick.
Anything that says anything about bees, moon, stars, space, I'm like, they wrote that for me.
That is so funny.
I'm such a judge of book by its cover and title.
I'm actually okay with that, and I work at a library, so I'm here. I'm here to give you the okay.
Yeah, I don't do that with people, but I do it with books.
Exactly.
I found like the the trials or whatever, sometimes hard to get behind. I was kind of like, so what are we doing?
Yeah.
That's how I felt about it. Like, so, because when she like made the bridge and then made the cross, and then Fortune died. Like, if I don't know if it's
I don't know.
He like made it into a ship, and then she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh no, I lost." I'm like, "Girl, get up and make something better."
Yeah.
I didn't really understand like why she felt like it was over.
Yeah. No one wants
and
to work
bested
these
her.
days. Literally.
I didn't really get that.
No, I agree. I think I also felt like a weird disconnect to like a lot of actually like why things, like how things were considered the winner or like whatever.
Yeah.
I also didn't get it. But like it had to, I guess we had to add tension somehow. I don't know. If anyone's smarter, let me know. But like,
I was just like, girl, like if you made this wood out of nothing or brought it up from the sea, like why can't you just rearrange it again? I didn't really.
yeah.
I don't know.
I'm trying to remember if like there's anything explained, but yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. I also just like the character Fortune, wasn't that his name? I don't know. I just didn't really, his character, like,
I didn't care about him.
it wasn't as well, the progression wasn't as good to me. Like when he was just like, I'm actually against you. I was like, okay.
Yeah, because it's like I never cared for him in the first place. So it was just like, okay, well, what do you mean somebody who's in this competition with me is actually not my ally? Like, it's like, duh. Like,
Right.
in a way, I just didn't really care. But I don't know. It added spice to the competition, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think I liked his role in the sense of like there was someone matching her level,
Yeah,
and
face
like
to face.
you know he was willing to go pretty far to get what he wanted. That was like good, but I just when the reveal came, I was just like, all right.
I think it's just like
okay.
too, like I think there were a lot more interesting quote unquote evil people in this story that I wanted to follow more.
Yeah.
And so it's like when another evil person is low-key revealed, I'm like, okay, but what spice are they bringing here? Like it's like I'm already invested with Victor and like everything like that. I don't know. I guess it's only Victor that I can think of. So maybe there's only one other evil person.
What were your thoughts, if you had any, on like the like religious tones and implications and sort of adversities?
I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I wish I was actually going to ask you about this because
Okay.
because I don't know. What what did you think?
So like the main religion here is like Catholic, and they're supposed to all be Catholic. And we know that Luja is Jewish, as is her aunt. And then we find out, you know, that Teoda? Is that her name?
Teoda. Yeah, Teoda. Yeah.
Teoda? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know where to put
I don't
the
know how
stress.
else to say it.
Like, she's Christian, but not Catholic.
Yeah.
Because she's like, I reject the saints and your pope and whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't really take... It's not... Like, I didn't have issue with anything. But I was almost wanting the... Well, okay, it's kind of hard to say, because it's like, I don't want to be like, there should be more clear divides between the religions, because it's like, you know, it's nice when everyone is more unified. But I feel like it was almost a little bit too mysterious. Sometimes I didn't understand, like, I feel like I didn't understand as fast as I should have that Teoda was like, I was confused because I was like, wait, but this girl's Christian. Why are they so mad at her? And then it's like,
right,
oh,
Christian's not Catholic,
she's choosing to not be like Catholic Christian.
Yeah.
And I almost wish that there would have been more I don't know if like risk is the right word, but like I'm like to the author, I'm like, if you want to make a point, make a point. I don't know. Like and then I thought that like her like Jewish heritage would be more
Yeah, this was what I was gonna say. This.
significant. And I was just kind of like, okay, like, so she wants to remain Jewish and she doesn't want to, be forced to be Catholic. And she was like really holding on to that, but I was like, I wasn't really understanding why. Not that I can't understand why someone would want to stay true to their heritage, but I feel like we weren't getting any enough reasoning from Lucia herself of like I don't know. I just feel like she was like, well, this is what I am, so I think I'm just supposed to.
Oh, I see.
I don't know. I wanted there to be more.
Yeah, I was wanting more.
There was so
too.
much religion in this book, and yet I wanted more because I feel like I wanted to understand the characters' motives more.
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like a lot of Lucia's motives were because she was Jewish,
Yeah.
and specifically not Catholic, and which was like, not really allowed. So she had to keep it under wraps and everything, and that's the whole reason she was worried about her magic. It's like, so it was like a very important part of the story, but I feel like I wanted more specific
Yeah.
talk about it.
This is my thing too, because from the get-go, like, it's very clear that Lucia is Jewish, and like very much so, like she's like hiding her Judaism, and then there's also that added element of like Huali, her aunt, also being very much also hiding her Judaism. But like, so like throughout the book I was like, oh, this is very intriguing. Like, it's a subject and topic that I am not super aware and familiar with, specifically to just like the tensions of like being in Madrid, like during the Spanish Golden Age. Like, I'm like, oh, this is a different world for me.
Yeah.
And so I wanted a lot of more clarification and just like,
yes,
yeah, just I wanted that much more prominent throughout the book, and I kept feeling like it was being told to me that it was prominent, but I wasn't exactly seeing how it was.
exactly. Yes, I think we're on the same page with that.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with you 100%. Like, I felt like when religion and like tensions, divides, everything like that came up and was like a real threat to these characters, I was very intrigued, but it did feel like we were missing a lot of like deeper understanding that would have really driven all of those moments home in a different way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like whatever you believe in, I still think it's, wrong for a government to force people to like believe a certain thing, and I'm like, that's like an interesting thing to explore in a book, but I feel like it was just like, oh, and this is how it is, so this is just the circumstances that they're under, and I kind of wanted there to be more depth into like the morality of right and wrong, good and bad, religion versus other religion. Like, not that we needed to compare religions, but do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, like
there wasn't enough like I feel like there wasn't enough commentary or exploration into like why it was. I don't know.
No, I understand what you're saying. Like, I think you just like you felt like you were missing a lot of clarity.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine. That's like a completely like, because I think too another struggle with this book, not struggle, but like just a hard task, is the fact that it's both fantasy and historical. And so I think in a lot of ways it works in your favor when you're writing historical fantasy because you do not have to create a new world. However, it still works as fantasy in the way that we are not familiar with any world that is not our present day unless we are like studying history. So it's your job as an author to lay a lot of groundwork and like make sure the readers are aware of the time and the setting and a lot of like the politics and things that go into all of that. And I think for the most part, Leigh Bardugo does a really great. We had a whole conversation about this in our texting, but like a really great job world building.
Yeah.
like you feel like you are at the scene with these characters, understanding their thoughts and what their day-to-day routine is so clearly. But then it's like the little things with like I think a lot of the historical relevancies and like the historical significance, like why are we in the Spanish Golden Age, things like that. I just needed maybe 10% more or something like that.
Yeah, because it's like I'm aware a little bit of the history. I know that there's, I know the Spanish Inquisition and like, it's like I've heard of all this
Sure.
stuff and I've learned about it to some extent.
Sure.
So I can like have, a semblance of context, but I really wanted to know more about specifically Luja and also kind of Teoda. I don't know. Like just like their, I don't know, I just wanted more depth with the tension between them wanting to follow what they believed versus how it was being imposed on them. And it's like I can read between the lines. Like I feel like I'm sounding like I want the author to just like give everything to me. Like I know how to like make inferences and stuff, but I think I would have just enjoyed.
That's exactly what I'm saying too.
Yeah, having a little bit more.
Yeah, like
discussion.
Like, my thing is, it's like for one, I know that history is a subject for me I have never really excelled at.
Same.
So I'm like I'm like walking to historical fiction. I'm like I'm a dum-dum. I don't know anything. Like la la la. And I don't think it's fair to expect the author to spoon feed everything to me. Like it's like to be a good reader, you should be able to, like you said, make inferences and read between lines, stuff like that. But like I was like I just felt like it would have made it a little bit more enjoyable for me to learn more about this through Leigh Bardugo's eye or pen. But like I don't know. So just not so much a critique, but like a thing I would have preferred,
like a desire. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's like other people might feel like it was plenty,
Sure.
I don't know, so sure. But I feel like overall for me, like I enjoyed reading it. I'm glad I read it. I had there's parts that were more interesting to me than others, but I was curious. I think that was a good word for me in this book, is like curious.
Yes. You know what? Sorry to bring back Amy March. And the quote I said earlier about how she has that argument with Joe about what makes something important, and she believes that like writing it down ascribes, is that the right word? Like really ascribes importance to something, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I hear moving around outside, so that's why it was hard for you to put together that thought. Anyway, but I feel like Leigh Bardugo has just such a way of doing that with her writing, where it's like, even if I felt in some ways, because I do think the biggest thing for me with this book is that I felt in many chapters I was just a bit bored. However, and I texted this to you, I was like, the thing that's truly saving it is that I think I could read Leigh Bardugo's like vacation itinerary and like be like, ripped. Like I'm like, ooh, like it's just like the way she writes things. It could be like the most like unimportant detail, but I'm like, interesting. Like, what is that? Like, it just, she makes it feel like she writes in this like very, I think, hypnotic way, where it's like you're just kind of pulled in and you're like, yeah, okay. Like I think a lot with Six of Crows, and then also like Ninth House, she has this way of like, specifically Ninth House, if you read Ninth House, like she just like kind of will write out the main character Alex's like what she does day to day, and she's like basically in like the worst time of her life, like stressed out of her mind, and she's just like, and then at like 12 p.m. I went to like my lecture for like 30 minutes, and then I went to like the cafe and I ate with them, and then I met with my advisor, and then I went home and and it's like a very like almost laundry list in a way, if you like really just like blocked it out beat for beat, kind of just like really monotonous day-to-day life, but like I love it so much because I'm like, it feels so interesting. Like I'm like, well, and then what did you do? And I feel like this book had a lot of that too, where it was just, I was intrigued to see just like what conversation she was going to have while getting her hair brushed, or like something like that, you know?
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. So I'm a huge fan of Leigh Bardugo's writing. No matter what, even if it's like I'm not a big fan of the characters or story, like I just think she's a great, fantastic writer.
Yeah, for sure.
So always a joy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and for me, I don't buy as many books as you do. So for me, it's always exciting to read a book that's mine.
Yeah,
you know,
your stamp on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. I need to put my stamp on it. But I was like, underlining stuff and.
Oh, you were underlining?
Yeah,
that's very fun.
With my little pencil,
I love that.
So
I started bookmarking. Yeah. I bookmarked like twice in this, and then I was like, meh. Because I was nervous like halfway through. I was like, I don't know if in a few years I'm gonna look at this book and feel like I want to keep it. So I was like, maybe I shouldn't make too many marks.
Yeah, but I'll definitely be keeping mine because it's written to me.
Mine, yeah, exactly. Mine's just like so pretty that I'm like, I just like kind of having it. But I don't know. Maybe one day I'll reread it and I'll find a different value in it than I have currently. That will make me feel like, let's keep this on the shelf for forever.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anything else you want to say before wrapping this on up?
No, I think that was good.
Okay, sweet. Sometimes it's like when I'm ending this, I always feel like it's like we should come down hard on like a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs middle kind of thing. But like I'm like, no,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's like no, exactly. So it's like I'm like this. That's just not the way of the podcast. But I'm always like, wait. But how are we ending it on like a satisfying way? I never know.
We're just like, yep.
Yeah, liked it, I guess. Yeah.
We don't end it on a satisfying way sometimes, and that's okay.
That is okay.
Okay.
All right.
Well, everybody. Thanks for listening. Sorry we don't have a good outro all the time. But thanks for listening to Read the Last Page. Our music and illustrations were created by the amazing Sage Timothy.
If you don't know our schedule yet, we host our book club episodes on the first Friday of each month. So for next month, we will be reading Summer of Salt by Katrina Leno. That episode will be out on the first Friday of September. So be sure to pick up a copy and read it by then if you want to discuss it with us.
Before we get to the last page, though, we'll see you in 2 weeks for a catch-up episode. Because it's been a while.
It has been a while.
Where it's just your besties talking. And you can listen to us on your podcast platform of choice. Or if you'd rather watch your podcast, you can find us on YouTube at Read the Last Page. And you can also find us on TikTok, Instagram, Patreon, Discord. And you can email us, readthelastpagebookclub@gmail.com, if you have any thoughts. We always want to hear. For now, though, we want to say bye from B
and Dan. Bye.